y'all. Welcome to Book That Commercial. My name is Akia, and today's video is going to be short and sweet. I'm going to give you a list of the top commercial casting directors in the New York City market. Okay, so grab a pen, grab a pad, grab your little digital notepad, and take some notes. Get ready. All right, so as you all may have known by now, I am no longer in the New York market. I miss it. I really do. There's things that I do miss about it, but I don't miss some things about New York City because, like, you know, the smells and homeless people just OD. Anyway, so I do miss my career in New York. When I think about it, it just really just makes me just feel so joyful and so happy. Like, that's where I really got my start. That's where I got the bulk of my experience as a commercial actor. I learned so much, met so many people. I was extremely successful in New York, and definitely may go back one day. Okay, now this list that I'm going to give you, this list is really the top commercial casting directors. So I pulled it from my old emails from my managers and my agents, you know, from years ago, and also just a quick Google search just to make sure that these people were still, you know, doing the casting. So there may be some new casting directors that I missed. There may be a few people on this list that I miss, you know, I forgot about them, or I didn't see them in my email. So I might have to do a part 2 depending on if there's a lot of people that I really miss, because I really want to give you all a full list of casting directors so that you have that for yourself to do research, etc., etc. Okay, so today's list is going to be about, I think, about 18 or 19 casting directors. And again, I'm going to start from the bottom. The bottom is going to be the casting directors that I don't want to say audition for the least, I guess you could say the least amount of times. And then as we go higher, the audition rate for that casting director was higher for me. So it just kept going higher and higher and higher. And then the person on the top, like, I was, well, really the top 5 or 6 people on this list, I was like in and out of their doors, like on a weekly basis, literally. Okay, that's how busy I was in New York, just blessed, booked, and busy. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the first person on my list, okay, so I have about 16 people on my list. Okay, so number 16, Desiree Kennedy. Now, number 15 on my list, she is a television and film casting director, but she does do commercials from time to time. So I have auditioned for her a handful of times in New York for commercials, and even here in the Southeast, I have had a few auditions for commercials from her. But the bulk of the commercials that I do get from her are television and film. But I just wanted to add her on this list. She is a Southeast casting director, but she also, you know, does casting in New York as well, because before I even moved here, I was auditioning for her. Erica Arvold. Number 17, AZ Casting. AZ Casting. 13, Brooke Thomas Casting. What I like about Brooke Thomas Casting is if you get on their email list, they will email you castings like on a regular basis, like, oh, we have this audition, please submit ASAP, you know. So if you can get on their email list, you might want to do that. Brooke Thomas Casting. 12, Judy Keller Casting. Judy Keller Casting. He was getting on my nerves. Ooh, child, he was up. Number 11, Kipperman Casting. Kipperman Casting. Number 10, Herman Lipson Casting. And Barry Shapiro is at this casting office, and he does a lot of classes all throughout the city, but he does a lot of classes at Actors Connection, and I believe one-on-one as well. But you just have to find out where he's at, but he does a lot of commercial classes. Okay, Barry Shapiro with Herman Lipson Casting. Sylvia Faye Casting. One time, Sylvia Faye used to do background work as well. I remember in the beginning of my career, I did sign up to be on her background list. So I believe at one point she did do background. I'm not sure if she still does it, but she does commercials as well. So Sylvia Faye Casting. I don't know if I'm saying their name right, but I've had a gazillions of auditions from them over the past years. Chantilly's Vignette Casting. Chantilly's Vignette Casting. Fun fact, I actually booked my Oreo cookie commercial through this casting company. And I remember the audition, and I remember the callback, and I remember the day we shot, but the audition was really, really interesting. The callback was even more interesting. Yeah, it was really, I had to like be sexy and eat the cookie and like, but anyway, that was through Chantilly's Vignette Casting. All right, Donna DeSeta Casting. And I also believe Donna, she does classes as well, if I'm not mistaken. Classes or workshops or seminars, or you might be able to meet her somehow. Again, I was in New York pre-COVID. So now that we are post-COVID, a lot of the policies and, things might have changed. So I'm not really sure if, these casting offices still work the exact same way as they used to. I'm not really sure if people are still doing casting workshops and classes and things of that nature on the type of level that they were before. So again, research, okay? Gossel's Casting. Amy Gossel's Casting. She casts a lot as well. Liz Lewis Casting Partners, one of my favorite casting offices in New York. I really, really love these ladies, and they do hold classes as well. Angela Mickey, who is one of the main casting directors there, she does a lot of classes throughout the city, or did do a lot of classes throughout the city. And I remember I did take a commercial acting class with her, and it was absolutely phenomenal. And that really did help catapult my career as well. So they have classes. Look out for them, do your research, find out who's working there now, and see how you can get in the door with Liz Lewis Casting. Another thing about Liz Lewis Casting is a lot of their commercial audition casting notices say they want people with improv and comedy experience. So if you have improv and comedy experience, this is one office that you definitely want to target. Okay? House casting. I love house casting. Okay, house casting, their offices are just so beautiful. They're like by the water, the Hudson water, something like that. There's this, I haven't been back to New York in so long. I can't even think of the big place where it's like all these beautiful restaurants and stores. I forgot what it's called, but anyway, their casting office is in there, and I used to love going there because it's just a really great, open, airy vibe. And every time I went in to do auditions, I had a really good time. It was a really fun, relaxed atmosphere, and I think that they had dogs walking around too at some point. So these next three, I should have just put a bed into their casting office, because that's how much I was in these casting offices on a weekly basis. Like, it was just unbelievable. Now when I look back, my journey in New York, like literally pounding the pavement and walking, jumping from subway to subway, going to, sometimes having 2 to 3 auditions a day, going to this office, taking the subway over here, walking here in the heat, in the rain, in the snow. Like, when I think about that, like, that's crazy. But anyway, I got through it. I survived, just like a lot of actors, we survived. But when you think back on it, you're like, oh my God, I did that? That is insane. And now we're just luxuriating doing self-tapes at home. So it's really interesting how times have changed, okay? All right, so these next 3, like I said, are my top 3. These are the 3 that I auditioned for the most when I was in New York City. These 3 offices, when I tell you they're all busy. These are all busy. But for me and my type, when I tell you, honey, they were busy, they are busy casting offices. And these offices have been around for so long. I'm telling you, 25, 30, 40, 50 years. Like, they've been around. They are fixtures in New York, okay? So, Beth Melski Casting. Oh my gosh, I remember the offices. I love going to Beth Melski. When I look back in my email to look at, the casting directors, I want to make sure I got the list down. And I'm looking at my emails from my old manager, my old agent. And I'm telling you, I kept opening up old emails, Beth Melski. I'm like, I auditioned a lot at that office. And interestingly enough, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had an audition from my Southeast agent, okay, for a commercial in New York, Beth Melsky casting. Let me tell you something. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You know, I get excited when I'm auditioning for like my New York casting directors. Like, I just feel nostalgic, like I miss them. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of home. It reminds me of home. And so anyway, I did the audition, and I can't even think of the gentleman. He's one of the casting associates there. And I remember he came on camera like, oh, he probably doesn't remember me. I mean, maybe he does recognize me. He probably does recognize me and my name. But like, you know, there's so many people that run through that door, you know, and it's been years. But I looked at him like, oh my gosh, I remember him. This is amazing. I'm so excited to be auditioning for a New York casting office again. Yay, more, send me more. So yeah, I had an audition, and it was a fun audition too, really fun. Didn't get a call back or anything, but hey, you know, it was just really great to have that opportunity just to see them again. So, Grant Morris casting. Yes, Grant Morris. Grant Morris casting. Number one on my list. Now, it's probably a tie between Beth Melsky and this person, but I think, I don't know, it's probably a tie. Like when I look back at my auditions, yeah, it's probably a tie. Don Case Casting. Y'all, Don has been around since like the late 70s, probably 80s. Like his casting office has been around that long. He is such a great persona. He has a great energy about him. When you go, let's see, again, like I haven't been in New York in a while. I haven't been auditioning in New York, but pre-COVID, when we were actually going into live auditions, going to the casting office, he would be there most of the time. And he's just a great energy, a bubbly energy, really nice guy. And all of his associates are really great people. And, you know, I love them because they are just great, warm people and awesome. But they keep calling me in. So I love them even more. And another thing about it was Don Case's office was literally like maybe 2 or 3 blocks from my job. So it was awesome because I could just be like, oh, I got to go to this audition. I would literally just walk down 3 blocks, do my audition, and come back. Like, I love that. He was really, really close to my job at the time. So yeah, Don Case Casting. He has been around for so long. He's a huge staple in the New York entertainment industry, advertising industry, because he's just a fixture. You know, his casting office is like, has been around. And when you go into the casting office, you'll see pictures of like, you know, old pictures like from the 80s. And like a lot of people have passed through those doors. So Don Case, thank you so much. Beth Melsky, thank you so much. Everybody on the list, really. House casting, like you guys, thank you so much for accommodating me and bringing me in for years and years when I was in New York. And yeah, so that is my list of commercial casting directors. I hope this was helpful. And like I said, if I find out that there's some more casting directors that I missed, some new people, if I hear about, you know, there's this person, oh, I've never even auditioned for them, then I definitely will do a part 2. But right now, these are the top. These people have been around. A lot of these people on this list have been around for a really, really long time anyway. So yeah. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you'll be able to do some research if you are looking to audition in the New York market, and to see how you can connect and get on their radar, because they are busy. So make sure that headshot is award-winning, industry standard, and it looks phenomenal, and get to connecting, okay? All right, so have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Head over to bookthatcommercial.com. I've got some brand new services up there that I'm really excited about. I've updated some merchandise. It's really cool. I can't wait for you all to see. And of course, I have some freebies for actors as well up there. www.bookthatcommercial.com.